Yo, what is up, guys? It's it's NLG here, and I am here today with episode 2 of our GCW series. This debuted about a month ago because I got paid $15 to do the series. Episode 2 took a while. I've been a very busy person as I record this. I'm currently watching Berardi and some bloke, maybe it's Chiesa, holds the Euros trophy, which we've just lost on penalties. So yeah, that's fun. If you've thought, hey, NLG's videos are very incoherent at times before, then fuck me, you're in for a treat tonight because I kinda wanna die. You might also be thinking, hey NLG, what happened last time in this series? I don't know. So let's find out. That's a lot of matches. Mance Warner beat G-Rave to win the Tournament of Survival. Jordan Oliver won a match because it's GCW and he wins matches there, even though he probably shouldn't be winning as much as he does because he's not as good as they think that he is. We kick off the show in front of 692 people. 692 people who probably have better things to be doing in life than watching Ali Cat versus MV Young in a 9-minute match that got 37. I mean, no disrespect to Ali Cat or MV Young, but, you know, it's not Bryan Danielson versus Samoa Joe or Nigel McGuinness anymore, is it? The indies are in a fucking way. Ali Cat gets a 34, MV Young gets a 38. Shane Douglas, why is Shane Douglas here? Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah, a month ago I thought it was a good idea to put Shane Douglas on commentary for the crack. Can it be worse than Kevin Gill and Emil J? Probably not. MV Young's gimmick got a great rating, so fair game to the polyarm cult leader. Ali Cat with 34, MV Young with a 38. Ali Cat gets the win with a Rainmaker headbutt. Yep, MV Young did lose the match because one time some bloke in a group chat saw the ratings that were given for MV Young in this mod, and then him and his cult people just kicked off on Twitter a bit, so yeah, he's deliberately lost this match. I don't know if he'll be back. I can't really remember what the plans were, to be honest. Gringo Loco loses up next because of course he does in 9 minutes and 1 second to Trey Lamar via submission. Is Trey Lamar's finish a submission? I don't know, but it certainly is now, apparently. Trey Lamar was really off his game, getting a 26. Gringo Loco far outperformed him, which is a sentence that I never thought I would say about anyone ever. Yeah, fucking hell, Wembley's getting empty fast. People are really leaving the stage at Mo. But anyways, yeah, Trey Lamar leaves with a victory. So well done to Trey Lamar. We do quite like Trey Lamar here on the NLJ YouTube channel. He's been very good in the couple times that I have seen him compete. Up next, we have a 37, we're in a decent match. The Second Gear Crew, represented by Effie, Ole Mansa and Matthew Justice. They defeat the Ugly Ducklings of Colby Carino, Rob Killjoy and Lance Lude. That finish is in 12 minutes when Mance Warner gets a win with a spine bust. I thought his finish was a pile driver. Cracking picture for Mance Warner, by the way. That was Earl Gardner's photography, so big up to Earl Gardner and all the other great photographers around the independent scene that really make picture packs like this possible, because without them we'd probably be using 7-year-old profile pictures off of Facebook like we were about 6 years ago. Mance Warner is the star of the match along with Effie. Colby Carino's going to get in this reign of great, and he was by far and away the best performer on his half of the match, albeit he still wasn't quite as good as the worst performer of the Second Gear Crew. The match got the crowd buzzing. Gonna be honest, couldn't tell you why the Second Gear Crew are called the Second Gear Crew. Couldn't tell you who's in the Second Gear Crew. Couldn't tell you when they formed, why they formed. Couldn't even tell you if there's still a thing now, but big up to the Second Gear Crew. Might make GCW Trios belts at some point for the crack. Who knows? Not a clue. Next up we have a 34 when a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling. Lee Moriarty defeated Little Guido in 9:48 by submission with a joint custody. Lee Moriarty, I saw on Twitter today, he set himself a goal in February that his 300th matchup would be broadcast on national television. He made his debut for MLW in his 293rd match. So well done to Lee Moriarty for achieving his goals. You know, it's good to see people achieve things. Harry Kane's talking in an interview right now and he looks very sad, to be honest. His eyes look a little red. Oh, that is sad, actually. Yeah, he didn't achieve what he wanted to achieve. I think he scored his penalty, though, so fair play to him. I mean, he did fuck all for the rest of the game, like, but you know. Lee Moriarty with a 38. Little Guido got 24! 24! Mate, what? It's little Guido. I know he's nearly 50, but how? 24's a bit harsh. I wouldn't even rate Bray Wyatt that low, and he's shite. But anyways, little Guido's FBI gimmick, full-blooded Italian, not the Federal Bureau Institution gimmick, get an initial reign of adequate. Ooh, I should put him in the FBI. Should we make little Guido part of the FBI, but not the Italians, like the FBI? Like the ones who are the agents on your phone who sort you out. I reckon that might be a good idea. If you have any ideas for what we can do with little Guido, then do let me know down below in the comments, and I'll read them, and then I'll forget about them by the time episode 3 is recorded in probably late September. Next up, we have a huge triple threat bout, some beefy boys. This is a match I was going to say I'd watch this match. I'd be lying, to be honest. The last time I watched GCW was Matt Makowski versus Hedy Karoy at Bloodsport, and then before that it was Chris Dickinson against David Starr, in a match that I certainly won't be rewatching anytime soon. But Calvin Tankman, now of MLW, defeated Chris Dickinson, now of Ring of Honor in New Japan, and Juicy Finau, now of this YouTube series. He gets a win in 12:34, pinning Juicy with a Tankman driver. Tankman with a 41, Dickinson with a 46, Juicy with a 25. Maybe we should have got the real Juicy in, and that's of course Juventud Guerra. That would be an interesting match with him in there, and it would be cool to see the antics that he would get up to. But yeah, some beefy boys there, a cool prospect. I think that would be one of the best matches on this card. Still not a card that I'd watch, if I'm honest. I wouldn't watch a single thing from this card, but that's just because I don't really care about 2021 GCW. Again, no disrespect to some disrespect to 2021 GCW because the commentary's shit, but you know, it's like, it's just not for me really. And I've just accidentally burped, I'm sorry for that, but yeah, I mean, to be honest, this series wouldn't be happening if I didn't feel bad that I got paid for it. In a decent bout that had a decent reaction from the crowd and subpar wrestling, Tony Deppen tapped out Brogan Finley in 10 minutes and 3 seconds. The pretty vocal crowd didn't seem particularly thrilled with seeing Brogan Finley. Oh, so they're happy to watch Schlack and Gringo Loco. But when we get some rookie who's had one match in his life, who's a 4th generation wrestler, oh no, I don't want to see him. Boo, Brogan Finley, you wankers. Disgusting. But yeah, Deppen taps him out because of course he does. I mean, I wasn't going to put Brogan Finley over him. He's had one match in his life. Tony Deppen gets a 37, which seems a bit low. In the PWGCs, that probably would have been a 60-odd. The PWGCs will be back relatively soon, I do imagine. I think we've got Bola soon or some shit. I can't remember, I've not played in like 2 months. I'm very much struggling to play TW at the moment. He says while playing TW, of course. It's just a game where, like, every single person that I like got signed, and then most of them just did the square root of jack shit. So now they've kind of been tarnished. It's like, anyone I want to book, it's like, I wouldn't mind booking Mustafa Ali, but now he's a heel. And it's like, oh, I wouldn't mind booking Keith Lee. Oh, he's just absent, floating in a void somewhere. You know, and it's just a bit crap, really. And everyone got signed, and now anyone that's not signed is a little bit shit most of the time. And even if you want to book the good people that aren't signed, like, Samoa Joe went back, fucking Tommy End's signed already, then again, he's a bit of a geek who wanks off over socks. But, like, even, like, I've got a New Japan save. I tried to book Brock Lesnar, because he's a free agent. I offered him $100,000 to do, like, 6 months, because my plan was have him come in for the G1, then get to the final of the G1, lose the final, and then fight Kota Ibushi at Wrestle Kingdom in a mad match. Because I reckon Kota versus Brock Lesnar in like a 10-minute match would just be phenomenal. It would be the wildest shit. Kota landing on his feet and his neck at the same time from German suplexes, hitting Phoenix splashes into an F5. It would be phenomenal. But yeah, and then like I offered him $108,000 a month, and then WWE came and offered him 3 times as much long with like $70,000 more, and I'm like, what? And to be fair, that is realistic, but it's just like, I just want to book Brock Lesnar. So now I'm having to bring Braun Strowman to New Japan instead. But even then, I can't really book him in the G1 because he's about 8 foot taller than everyone else there. Like, you immediately think, I guess Tomohiro Ishii would be fun against him for 8 minutes. But Tomohiro Ishii weighs 220 pounds. It's not going to work. Anyways, that was my New Japan chat. In case anyone wants to hear more about what's going on in my New Japan save, I did the random plane crash feature thing. So yeah, 25 people died. I lost to Okada and Tanahashi. Naito's dead. Sabre Jr.'s dead. Chase Owens has left the company. He didn't die, I just sacked him because he's shitting a bit of a bell end. But it's going quite well so far. Did Shingo versus Kota Ibushi in the Dome. Cracking match. Brought Andrade El Idolo in. He defeated Jon Moxley to become United States Heavyweight Champion in a very good match in California. And yeah, he's now joined Los Ingobernables. Cracking time. We are having great fun in that series. And do you know what? Who isn't having great fun? Ricky Shane Page. Because he comes out, because yeah, remember, there is a GCW show going on. Yeah, I forgot too. And he comes out and he says, I should be the holder of the Tournament of Survival trophy. But I'm not, because I was unfairly kicked out of the tournament. Now I'm kind of pissed off. So he shits on Mance Warner, Alex Colon and Jimmy Lloyd. I think Alex Colon is the deathmatch champ. Mance won the tournament. I don't know what Jimmy Lloyd did, but he just got shit on anyways. Just collateral damage, really. Ricky Shane Page then fucks up. Oh, this is a match. Oh, wow. June NLG was very good at booking matches. Dang, see, there's no... JCW don't book matches that are scrambles that sound as good as this. But there is nothing stopping them from booking this. Too Cold Scorpio versus ACH. Well, there is something stopping them. ACH is retired now. But Too Cold Scorpio versus ACH versus Andrew Everett versus Jordan Oliver versus Matt Cross versus Myron Reed in an 11-minute 58-second bout, which ends when Jordan Oliver taps out Andrew Everett, because of course he taps him out, because it's Jordan Oliver and he recently won the Acid Cup, and now I kind of just have to push him even though he is actively the worst member of this match. No disrespect to him, but Scorpio's 50, and even he's better. Like, that's, to be fair, this is a match of good people, and Jordan Oliver, of course, but, you know, like, I just feel bad for Jordan Oliver, because, like, even on the independents, even on the shindies, he still looks a bit out of place, you know. I'm saying this, to be fair, if he ever saw me, he would probably stab me. But then again, I doubt he's ever going to be hanging around the northeast of England. But if you do, Jordan Oliver, do feel to come meet up. I liked your promos in MLW with Myron Reed. I liked the one where you stamped Brian Pillman Jr.'s head into a cinder block. That was kind of fun until they replayed it 8 times in the episode. Like, speaking of MLW, they're coming back now, and their tapings sound pretty good. The LAX faction sounds a bit weird, but people have high hopes for it. The crowd was apparently lively, and there's some very good matches on there by the looks of things, like Aramis versus Aries, Calvin Tankman versus Matt Cross, I think it was. No, it was Matt Cross versus Jacob Fatu, and Calvin Tankman versus Lee Moriarty. All sound like very, very fun matchups that, again, if most of them were revisited in a couple of years' time, Aramis versus Aries, Moriarty versus Tankman, those matches could be fantastic. But anyways, we move forward with a 35 when a decent match. AJ Gray beats one called Mandaz in 11:57 by pinfall. 2 members of the Second Gear crew. Did you know they won the Second Gear crew? I fucking didn't. AJ Gray seemed off his game. Fortunately for him, so did half the roster. 2 crazy matches in quick succession don't really work. They need staggering so the crowd can catch their breath. Alright, I mean, to be honest, I need to catch my breath. I'm struggling to talk right now. I'm talking very quickly and I can feel myself going as if I'm, like, what's the word? Like, as if I'm having an asthma attack or something. Anyways, we move on from that match to a tag team match where, in a bout that had great heat and good wrestling, I think this might be the main event, Iron Beast defeated Alex Colon and Nick Gage in 11:56 when KTB pinned Colon, following interference from Chelsea Green. Oh, I did see Chelsea Green talk a bit about Impact lately. She said that she was a bit shocked that after she won the women's title that she didn't get to be in the main event scene. It's like, mate, you said 2 months ago that the day after you won the belt, you told them you were leaving. Why would they push you in the main event, you clown? Anyways, she turns up as an egotist with Matt Cardona because, yeah, we've brought in Zack Ryder because they did in real life. Nick Gage got a 58, which is incredible for him, considering the fact that he's legs about as strong as wet spaghetti at this point. Bless him. Very tough as Nick Gage. I saw that Brett Lauderdale refused to book him in the most recent show because Nick Gage was really banged up. So I do respect that he gave him the payday but didn't force him to compete. I do respect that. So fair game to you, Brett Lauderdale, if you're watching this. If you are watching this, I'll be very shocked that you made it this through. Because I'll be honest, this is my video and even I wouldn't make it this far. I usually take pride in my content, but today I've just looked up at the telly and I'm just seeing Jack Grealish and Harry Kane look really sad. Luke Shaw, Jadon Sancho looks really sad. Raheem Sterling's crying. Henderson's consoling Rashford. Saka looks sad. This is so sad. My heart hurts. And meanwhile, you've just got Bonucci running away like, way, we won, the fucking racist. Southgate looks like he's holding it together quite well. I'm not a big fan of Southgate as a manager. I think he got a lot of things wrong in the tournament. I don't think we played well in all but 2 of the games. We played for penalties in the final and then didn't look like we'd practiced a single penalty, which was weird. Got lucky against Germany. We didn't play very well against Croatia. Was shit against Scotland. Were average at best against Czech Republic. Were good against Ukraine, but to be fair, my dog could play well against Ukraine and he died in 2010, bless him. But yeah, Southgate though, as soon as we lost, he went up to Roberto Mancini, the winning manager, and he just congratulated him. And I thought that's great of him, a touch of class, because he must have been hurting inside, because I was hurting as well, and I'm just sat on me set of eating cake, to be honest. It was a good cake, if anyone's wondering. Vanilla jam sponge from Asda. It was only a few quid, so if you like cake, go to Asda, get yourself a cake. I do apologise, by the way, if anyone was really looking for this video, like, oh, I found a GCW series, yes! I can't wait for some in-depth booking. I hope someone gives AJ Gray another run with the belt. And then you click on it and all you get is me rambling about football and cake. But in the end of the day, if you ask me, hey NLG, would you rather watch GCW or eat cake? I'd choose eat cake every time. I'd choose that now when I've just ate a cake and I'm really full and bloated, and I'd still choose eating cake. So yeah, anyways, Shane Mercer worked through injury because he's tough. After the match, Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green round off the show. They claim that they are above GCW and that the GCW fans should thank them for coming here. Then Matt Cardona pulls out his backpack. He's got a backpack for some reason. It's got Stitch off of Lilo and Stitch on it. I saw a cracking Disney mug with Stitch's face on it in Asda the day. I don't even like Lilo and Stitch, to be honest, but yeah, it was just a cracking mug. There was one of Sully off of Monsters Inc. and I do quite like Sully. But anyways, Matt Cardona pulls out his backpack and everyone's like, oh, he's going to have light tubes and carve them into Nick Gage. But he doesn't. He just has 2 wrestling figures because he's a big fucking virgin. And he pulls out these wrestling figures and he puts the Nick Gage one in the corner of the ring and he does 18 consecutive broski boots to it, and then he goes, woo woo woo, you know it, Nick Gage, you suck, motherfucker. And then he spits on Nick Gage, which Nick Gage might be into. I know some people are into being spat on by their partners, which personally I find absolutely revolting. Absolutely disgusting, that is. Am I being sincere right now? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. One person watching this video definitely knows, and they'll be typing me a personal message in the Discord DMs right now. Hello, Oliver. Anyways, the show itself gets a 45. That increased our popularity in 53 regions, despite the fact that I wouldn't watch any of it, to be honest. I need to praise someone. Nick Gage was mint. Who else was mint? Oh, did anyone even perform well? Fuck it. Andrew Everett, I'll praise you because I like you. I played Wrestling Revolution with him once. I asked him if he likes Kylie Minogue. He doesn't. He couldn't name any of her songs and I was a bit disappointed by that. And we'll praise Matt Cross because I do like Matt Cross. I'm pleased to see that he's made his way into MLW. I think they can use him quite well on Azteca Underground. I did see that he was in NWA apparently as well, which is quite cool. Nice to see him getting around, because I feel like he is one of the most underutilized competitors of this millennium on the independent circuit. He's been around a lot as M-Dog, and it's nice to see him get an opportunity somewhere other than NWA, because I look at that NWA roster and it makes me want to punch myself in the scrotum, because it looks shit. There's a reason why that company's had Nick Aldis as world champion for 3 straight years, and to be honest, Nick Aldis, man, he's just so... Who the fuck likes Nick Aldis, man? Like, who's ever sat down... If you've ever sat down and gone, yeah, I tell you what, I'm looking forward to that Nick Aldis match, because let's be honest, NWA is on Fight TV, right? We all go on websites now and then, and we see Fight TV and the adverts on the sides and the bottom, and you see NWA is coming up. If you've ever looked at that advert and went, yeah, I tell you what, that Nick Aldis match looks good, then you are lying to yourself. There's travels for Dolph Ziggler and Shelton Benjamin, apparently. There better not be, because we're in a fucking pandemic. Peter Ray let them fight happened last night. Matt Diamond was the MVP of the show. Hiroshi Tanahashi is your new World Heavyweight Champion in New Japan. Well done to him. My favourite of all the Tanahashis. T-Hawk's hurt, just like me when I watched Bukayo Saka miss that penalty. Why was Bukayo Saka taking the penalty? It was the last penalty. It was the first penalty he's ever took in his career. And that's not an exaggeration. That is a fact that I saw on Twitter. And everything you see on the internet's always true. I'm fuming at that. It's disgusting. Brent Banks claimed a big win. He won Smash the Northern. It smashed the Northern. Little Guido's left GCW. Brent Banks has a bruised eye socket. It doesn't look very bruised there. Chael Sonnen's gone to AEW. For some reason he's still in this mod. Jack Bonza's gone to MCW. That's Bonzamite. That's my Aussie impression. Jake Andrew Arthur's gone to PWA. I'm the final boss. That's my Jake Andrew Arthur impression. JXT's gone to MCW. JXT's one of the best Australian wrestlers. If you don't know, he's fantastic. Long live the J-Stick. I saw on Twitter that he's got a job working in a toy shop or something, so fair play to him. He might end up on Brian Myers and Zack Ryder's podcast eventually, which would probably be cool for him. I mean, I wouldn't listen myself, but you know, fair game to him. Big Fudge has joined MCW. Big Fudge, my favourite of all the Aussie wrestlers. He's very, very good. Referee Nick's gone to MCW. Big up Referee Nick. Big fan of Referee Nick. My second favourite of all the referees in the world. We've got some emails. Some people have gone about. Matt Cardona thinks Ali Cat is charismatic. The kid is the future. The kid. She's a grown woman. She's 28? Why is he calling her the kid? He's only 8 years older than her. Jimmy Jacobs thinks Chelsea Green just doesn't get it. The kid can... Why is everyone being called the kid? She's 29? She's nearly 30, man, Jimmy. I've got to say, I do quite like Jimmy Jacobs. He's 37. In case any of you were wondering, how old's Jimmy Jacobs? John Moxley's left New Japan Pro Wrestling. You might be thinking, hey, what did John Moxley do in New Japan? Oh, he lost to Kenta and the belt wasn't on the line. Yeah, he's teamed with Kenta a bit as well, actually. Fascinating hypothetical stuff. I don't know why I'm talking about it, because none of this is actually real. The Crash I had Mystique. There's Mystique if anyone cares. Angelina Loves went to Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Yeah, fair game to her. Our next event is Outlaw Mud Show in 13 days. Oh, apparently I'm hiring Davey Richards. That'll be nice. I watched some 2008 Davey Richards the other week, and that was quite good. Davey Richards has recently returned to wrestling. Oh, so hopefully we'll see him have some good matches. He could do quite well. Him against Lee Moriarty will probably happen in MLW at some point. I want to see him get tapped out by Daniel McAbey, if I'm honest. I want to see him tap out to Filthy Tom Lawler. I want to see him tap out to Dean Orr. Basically, there's just a few good technicians that I want to see him put over before he inevitably starts no-showing events and gets blacklisted by companies for the third time over. But yeah, this video's gone on 24.5 minutes. 24.5 minutes too long if you ask me, because I feel like I've wasted everyone's time, so sorry for that. Hopefully you've had a lovely time. I do feel less sad than I did about England losing now, so that's lovely. Have a cracking night everyone, or day, or morning. You might be watching it in the morning. You might not even believe in the concept of time, so if you do, congratulations on being edgy. Au revoir.